Balogun Market does not forget. It remembers footsteps, it remembers voices, it remembers faces that passed, and it remembers the ones that never returned. Long before the sun rises, Balogun is already awake. Before prayers finish in homes, traders are arranging goods. Before traffic builds, bargains are already being argued. And in a place like Balogun, where people sell beauty, clothes, gold, hair and dreams, anything that stands out is noticed. That was why women noticed Fatima. Not because she announced herself, but because she did not belong to the noise. Fatima was elegant. She was not the loud kind of elegant woman that shouted for attention, but the quiet kind that made people stare twice. She always dressed neatly, long flowing dresses, soft colors, clean sandals. Her skin glowed like someone who drank water and minded her business. Her hair, her hair was long, thick, black like the midnight rain. It flowed freely down her back. She never braided it, never tied it too tight, never covered it. Women would stare. Some would touch it without asking. Sister, is this your hair real? Fatima would smile. Yes, it is real, she would reply. What do you use? She would laugh softly and say, I have magic hands. Come, I can help you grow your hair too. The women laughed. They thought it was a joke, a marketing line, or even a gimmick. Fatima's shop was small. One chair, one stool, one wooden table, no mirror. Women noticed that too, but they ignored it because Fatima was fast. In fact, she was too fast. She braided like her fingers already knew where each strand belonged. There was no tugging, no pain. She didn't pull tightly at the edges of the hair. And when women stood up from her chair, their scalps felt very warm and alive. Days later, their hair would grow. Edges would return, breakage would stop, and then the women would rush back. They told their friends, sisters, neighbors, and soon, word spread like wildfire about the woman who braided hair in Balogun like a magician. Fatima had one rule though, just one rule. No mirror while I walk, she would tell the women. No looking, no checking, no phone cameras. Some of the women complained. How will I know if it is fine? I am paying money for this. And Fatima would gently remove the mirror. If you don't trust me, you can leave. Her voice was always calm but firm. And something about her tone made people obey. One afternoon, a woman insisted on a mirror. She brought out a small mirror from her handbag. I must see my hair. I cannot just sit down and not see what you are plating. Fatima stopped. Her hands froze. The shop went quiet, and then Fatima stood up. Madam, I cannot make your hair, she said. The woman laughed. Is it by force? She said. Fatima replied softly. Some things are better unseen. She refunded her money, and the woman left angrily. 2 weeks later, the woman returned. Her hair was falling out in patches after she patronized another hairdresser. She begged and begged that Fatima help her fix it, but Fatima refused again. Then came Ngozi. Ngozi was stylish, sharp, suspicious. She smiled too much, but she listened. She had her plans when she went to Fatima's shop. She planned to film the hair process, and so she hid her phone. As Fatima braided, Ngozi secretly opened her camera, and that was when she saw it. What she saw was impossible. There were more hands on her head. Invisible hands. They had no bodies, just hands. They were braiding, pulling, separating. Hands moving faster than thought. Hands without bodies. Ngozi screamed. Other women rushed in. Phones dropped and someone shouted prayers. Fatima whispered, "You were warned." And then she vanished into the crowd. Fatima's shop was empty. People started to report sightings. Some would say they saw her at Oshodi. Another would say they saw her at Ibadan. Some would say they saw her recently at Onitsha. Always braiding, always disappearing. Months passed, and then years. People laughed it off as a market story. It's an exaggeration. Lie, lie. Balogun moved on. New hairstylists came. New trends followed. But older women still want their daughters. Not everything that gives you beauty comes from God. And sometimes late in the evening, some would swear that they can hear fingers braiding hair in Balogun, in Fatima's empty shop. If you like this story, don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more. Thank you.